Hello everyone, welcome to Unacademy Live CSIR UGC Net channel. Welcome everyone. So guys, I'm Surbhi Upadhyay and I want to tell you about some courses that will be upcoming courses on Unacademy platform in the upcoming month. So first course will be there, that is for CSIR-NET June 2021, that is Physical Science batch 1 course. We will have one batch again for the next month that will be starting from 1st of January. So this is the batch course that is starting from 1st of December. So you can watch all the classes just by downloading the Unacademy Learning app from the Play Store. And this is a batch 1 for June 2021 preparation, and here you will have all the subjects, all the topics by all the educators. They are simultaneously completing different subjects, different units there, so that overall complete preparation for your examination will be done here. Okay, so you can just if you want to join, there are lot more upcoming courses also there. One is the practice booster course for gate examination, that is also starting from 1st of December. So where Soni sir, I am Surbhi Upadhyay, and Ankush Saxena sir and Lalit Kumar sir are going to teach you different topics for gate preparation. Okay, so these are about the batch courses, and there is one marathon class was done in the last day, so you can just go and watch the recordings on the profiles of particular educator, whatever you want. And guys, I just want to tell you also about the courses that I'm going to teach you in the next month. So we are having different courses in the month of December. So in month of December, we are having a first course that will be started from 1st of December. That will be gate preparation for classical mechanics. So we will have classes for classical mechanics preparation, and there is one more course is going to be started from 1 December, that is for electromagnetic theory, that are advanced concept of electromagnetic theory. So that will also starting from 1st of December. From 11th of December, atomic and molecular physics is going to be started, and from 7th of December, these will be the detailed courses. Okay, detailed course on atomic and molecular physics, and detailed course on condensed matter physics or solid state physics. That is starting from 7th of December. So these are the courses for the upcoming month that you will get on my profile. So guys, if anyone want to subscribe for Plus, you can just go to my profile and click on the get subscription, and you will get uh, all the plans available there, that what are the different plans for different months. So whatever will be suitable to you, you can just join that. And there is one more information about some discount. So this is the referral code SurbhiLive. If you are going to use that, you will get a total 10% of discount on total subscription amount. So that is done by this referral code, and keep sharing this referral code with your friends as well. Okay, so anyone here want to subscribe, you can just use this course and get 10% of discount. So I hope everything is clear about the upcoming courses. Now let us discuss our class for today's. We are solving some previous year questions from CSIR-NET examination, and today we will also have some conceptual questions again. Yes, Subhashri, is that done? So again, we are having today one more conceptual question. So that question is, a charged particle is at a distance d from an infinite conducting plane defined by, it will be starting from 1st of December. Individual courses are going to be started from 1st of December. Okay, defined. Sorry, plane. Maintained at zero potential. That grounded conducting plane is maintained at zero potential when released from rest. The particle reaches a speed u at a distance d by 2. Guys, was that question done from the previous class? Axial and spherical symmetrical distribution. Speed u at a distance d by 2 from the plane. So at what distance from the plane the particle reached the speed 2u? I hope the question is clear to everyone. The particle reached the speed 2u. Okay, so what are the values you are getting from spherically symmetric? That their options was matching. Options were matching, and for cylindrical options are not matching. Okay. So particle reach speed u. So here options given to you d by 6, d by 3. Option C is d by 4 and option D is d by 5. Okay, so how many of you can solve this question? बाकी किसी ने किया cylindrical से? So guys, the options are matching when you are doing that from spherically symmetrical system, but that was not a spherically symmetric system. Okay, so जो options given थे वहाँ वो spherically symmetric लिखना चाह रहे थे, but they write down there axially symmetric. So the options are given according to the spherical symmetrical distribution, but the question was asked according to the axially symmetrical distribution. Okay. So how many of you can solve this question? Initially, the charged particle was at a rest, and then it is at a distance d and having speed u, and u from d by 2, u at a distance d by 2, and at what distance from the plane the particle reached the speed 2u. Very good afternoon. Yes, you have to use the lactic image method. Okay, great. Yes, use the lactic image method and find the answer. And we will also have one short trick to solve such kind of questions whenever you are having these questions again. So we will discuss the method as well as the short trick. Okay, was that done? Okay, it is a lengthy procedure. You can solve and take your time. And let me know in the comment section, are you able to do that or not? Otherwise, I will solve that. Hello. Guys, upcoming courses are starting from tomorrow. Okay, timing will be 4:30, 11:30 and 9 p.m. Please join each and every class and please join the classes from beginning. If you want to subscribe for plus, then do it today. Because otherwise you will join in between and it will not be healthier for you because you will not understand the things that we have discussed before. So अभी आप ज्वाइन कर लेंगे तो उसका बहुत बड़ा बेनिफिट आपको ये मिलेगा कि आप एकदम इनिशियली बेसिक से हर कोर्स को स्टार्ट कर पाएंगे और कल से एकदम न्यू बिगिनिंग स्टार्ट हो रही है अन अकेडमी के प्लेटफॉर्म पे. सो यू शुड ज्वाइन बिफोर द बिगिनिंग. सो या तो कल सुबह 11:30 से पहले या फिर कल आज ही आप लोग सब्सक्राइब करें यदि कोई भी सब्सक्रिप्शन लेना चाहता है तो. Okay, so I'm also starting, guys. Until you all are solving, I should also start to solve this question. Okay, so what we are having here, what are the things given to you? Just read that question again. What are the things given? A charged particle is at a distance d from an infinite conducting plane. So we have to draw an infinite conducting plane. This is the conducting plane. And charged particle is at a distance d from that conducting plane. Okay, now what are the next things given to you? Maintain at zero potential. Okay, that conducting plane is connected to ground because its potential is zero. So we can consider that is connected to ground. Next thing given to you, the particle released from rest. Initially it was at a rest. So initially the velocity was zero. At a distance d, the velocity was zero, and you can say initially t equals to zero. And after some time, it reaches at the point d by 2, that is at a distance d by 2 from the plane, and it's having speed u. So you have to find the time where the speed will be. You have to find the distance where the distance will be to you. Okay, is the question clear to everyone? How you are going to deal with questions? So okay, so we are having different options given to it. We have to find our answer in terms of d. So guys, see here, whenever you are having such kind of questions, that means whenever there is a ground conducting infinitely long plane, in that condition you have to consider an image charge at a distance d from that particular charge, as it is moving to this conducting plane, as the image will also move towards the conducting plane. Okay, so now what will we do? We can write, as there is some relation between distance, time and velocities are given to us. So what does we want? As we know, the distance time velocity relation is given by s equals to ut plus half at square. As you all know about that, there is a relation between distance, time and velocity and acceleration given by this. But we don't know about the acceleration here. So A can be written as F upon m. So when the particle was at a distance d from that conducting plane, that image was developed at a distance d on the other side of the conducting plate. Okay. So what is the force on this charged particle? That is kq square upon 4d square. Is that or not? Because you can write it as kqqq upon the distance between both is 2d. So 2d whole square. Okay, so f कितना हो गया kq square upon 4d square. Now you can find the value of a. A will be written as kq square upon 4m d square. Okay, clear? So this is the value of the acceleration, that is kq square upon 4md square. Now what does we want? We can say here that when it reaches at a distance d by 2. Okay, now its initial velocity was 0 and the final velocity we are having. The acceleration will be constant because it is moving with a constant velocity. Okay, so what will happen here? Now you can write at a distance d by 2. Okay, so you can write it as d by 2. Now s is equals to d by 2 and it is equals to initially 0 plus half a kq square upon 4m d square t. So this is s equals to ut plus half at square, where the initial velocity was 0 and acceleration is given by this formula. So from here we can find the value of time in terms of d. So we are having a relation between time and the distance. Okay, so t square can be written as 4m d cube upon kq square. Okay, is that clear to everyone? So we have find out this value of t square, that is 4m d cube upon k square. Okay, so if there is some needed, we can just use this relation. No. Initial velocity. We are considering the motion between these 2 points. So the final velocity is 0, but the initial velocity was final velocity is u, but the initial velocity was 0. Okay. So we always take initial velocity at this point. Now what will happen? See here. Now what we can write here, as we know the acceleration we are having, so acceleration can also be written in terms of dv upon dt, and dv upon dt is given to you kq square upon 4m d square at a distance d. But if you want to find at a distance x, then it can be written as kq square upon 4m x square at a distance x from the conducting plane. Okay, so this is kq square upon 4m x square. Now what we can write here? Now this dv by dt can be written as, because we want this in terms of x. So v dv by dx, can we write it like this? As you all know, we can write dv by dt as v dv by dx. Okay, because dx by dt is v. So it can be written as kq square upon 4m x square. So from here we will have a relation that v dv is equals to kq square upon 4m x square dx. So guys, now what you can do, if you want to find a relation between v and x, because that has been asked, आपसे यही पूछा है कि कितने डिस्टेंस पे u velocity हो जाएगी. So you want to find a relation between v and x. So from here, after integrating these terms, you will get v square by 2 is equals to, it will be kq square upon minus 4m x, okay, plus constant of integration. So we have find out this value. Now what do we know? We know that at x equals to d, v was 0. Okay, so put the value of x equals to d in this equation and find the value from equation 1. So we will get the value of c as kq square upon 4md. So this is the constant of integration that we have find out just by using the initial conditions. Okay, now what will happen? Now you can write that v square by 2 is equals to minus kq square upon 4mx plus kq square upon 4md. So this is the relation between vx and d. So from here we can write that v square is equals to kq square upon m, we can take common and 2 will get cancelled out, 2m, and 1 by d minus 1 by x. So guys, we want to find a relation because in velocity and distance relations are given to us. So what we can do, we can write that v square is this value for any of such kind of motion. So what you can do now, you can find a relation between d and x because these are constant values. So you can write that v square is proportional to 1 upon d minus 1 upon x. Okay, so this is the relation that you have to remember and this can consider as a trick whenever you are having such questions again. So what you can write there, in the such cases wherever there is some charge moving with some constant acceleration, moving with different velocities towards a conducting grounded infinite plate, in that condition the velocity square is always proportional to 1 upon the initial distance minus 1 upon the final distance. So what are the things given to you? Initially it was u, now it is 2u. So u upon 2u square can be written as 1 upon d minus 1 upon d by 2 and 1 upon d minus 1 upon x. So after solving this, you will get the value of x as d by 5. Solve it and let me know, are you getting that or not. So from future you don't have to do that and solve that again and again. Just use this concept and you will get your answer. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Is that clear to everyone? Should we move further? Okay, very good. So remember this relation always, that will be helpful in such kind of questions. And कुछ भी आपको given है, this is the value of v, at which distance this value of v will be, so you can find that relation from here. Okay. Okay guys, so we are having the next question. Okay, consider an electromagnetic wave at the interface between two homogeneous dielectric media of dielectric constant epsilon 1 and epsilon 2. Okay, now assuming that epsilon 2 is greater than epsilon 1 and no charge on the surface, no charge on the surface, so the relation between the different electric field and electric displacement vectors are E2 vector is greater than E1 vector. Option B you are having, and D2 vector is greater than D1 vector. Similarly, B, E2 vector is less than E1 vector and D2 vector is less than D1 vector. Similarly, option C you are having, there's one relation that epsilon 2 is greater than epsilon 1. So the next option C is E2 less than E1 and D2 greater than D1, and option D is E2 greater than E1 and D2 less than D1. Okay, so find out the correct answer. Relation given that epsilon 2 is greater than epsilon 1. So you are going to use the boundary conditions here. So even greater than E2 and even less than D2. Yes, boundary conditions you have to apply here. There is one interface given to you. Okay. So that interface is separating two dielectric mediums, epsilon 1 and epsilon 2. So you have to find epsilon 2 is greater than epsilon 1 and there is no charge. That means rho is 0 or sigma is 0. So you want to find the uh, correct relations. Okay, so Bhashri Shri C and current B. Okay, anyone else? Otherwise, I will solve it. Okay. Roshni D. Okay guys, so let us solve and check which one is the correct answer. So what are the boundary conditions you know? As you know, there are two boundary conditions given to you. Okay. As we know that D1 perpendicular is going to be, so you can write is equals to D2 perpendicular. So what you can write here that epsilon 2, epsilon 1 E1 perpendicular is equals to epsilon 2 E2 perpendicular and parallel component will be continuous. So if we are checking for particular value, then what you can check that this product should be equal. यानी कि एप्सिलॉन 1 का इवन परपेंडिकुलर के साथ जो कंपोनेंट है उससे जो मल्टीप्लिकेशन है दैट शुड बी इक्वल टू दिस टर्म. सो यहाँ पर देखिए हमेशा ध्यान रखिए जब भी हम लोग इस तरीके से बात कर रहे हैं तो बाउंड्री कंडीशंस यहाँ पर चार्ज फ्री नहीं होता रीजन, तो हम बोलते हैं कि D1 परपेंडिकुलर माइनस D2 परपेंडिकुलर इक्वल्स टू सिग्मा. ठीक है, लेकिन यहाँ चार्ज फ्री है इसलिए हम लोग इसे जीरो कंसीडर कर रहे हैं. सो बोथ द components are going to be equal here. So D1 perpendicular is equals to D2 perpendicular and E1 parallel is equals to E2 parallel. So the resultant electric field will be given by E1 parallel and E1 perpendicular. So guys, see here, if epsilon 2 is greater than epsilon 1. So from here what relation you are going to find? This value is greater and this value is less. So E1 perpendicular should be greater to make it equal, greater than E2 perpendicular. So if these two are equal and here E1 perpendicular is greater, so what we can say that E1 is greater than E2. Is that clear? So the resultant of E1 will be greater than E2. So whatever options having this relation will be true. Now we have to check for the E1 parallel is equals to D2 parallel. There is second condition that E1 parallel equals to E2 parallel. So from here what you can write it as? So you can write it as D1 parallel upon epsilon 1 is equals to D2 parallel upon epsilon 2. So from here if we want to find a relation, because D1 perpendiculars were equal, but we want to find a relation between the exact D1 and D2. So D1 parallel यहाँ से आप ऐसे लिख सकते हैं epsilon 2 D1 parallel is equals to epsilon 1 D2 parallel. So this is from the parallel boundary condition. Parallel boundary condition is for electric field parallel component and perpendicular for displacement vector perpendicular component. Okay, so from here what relation, as epsilon 2 is greater than epsilon 1, so D2 will be greater than D2 parallel will be greater than D1 parallel, and D2 perpendicular is equals to D1 perpendicular. That's why we can write that D2 is greater than D1. So whatever options having these inequalities will be the correct answer. Okay, is that clear? So how you are using, you know the boundary conditions very well, that D1 perpendicular minus D2 perpendicular is equal to sigma, and E1 parallel minus E2 parallel is equals to 0. So here charge free region, so both are going to be 0, and you know these relations very well. So what you are doing, you are just finding the relation between the whole D1 and D2 and whole E1 and E2. Okay, is that clear to everyone? How we have find out that relation? I hope that is clear to everyone. Okay, now let us move to the next question. Okay, so a current IP is flown flows through the primary coil of a transformer. So the graph is given to you between IP and T. This is the current IP and this is T, and the graph is given to you like this. Okay, this is 1, 2, and this is 3. Here it is 2. Okay, so this is graph given to you. So now you are going to find the IS, that is the current in the secondary coil, the secondary coil. So I'm drawing the graphs here. Let me know the correct representation of the current in the secondary coil. Okay, so option A you are having 1, 2, 3. Option B, IS is the current in the secondary coil. Okay, and the graph is between IS and T. Option B and option C here. Okay, let me know the correct answer. So for this you should know the relation. You should know everything about the transformer. You should know what is the relation between the primary coil current and the secondary coil current and how does it change. So if you know the relation, you can easily solve this question. Anyone there? Anyone knows the relation? If you don't know, then let me know. I will solve it fastly. C. Okay, Roshni, Apsita. Okay, very good. C is the correct answer. As we know, we should know the relation between the current. So always remember the secondary coil current IS is always proportional to minus dIP upon dt. That is the current in the primary coil. So it is negative and its slope. So IT graph slope is representing dIP by dt. So here the slope is constant in this level from 0 to 1. So slope is constant and positive, but you will get a negative value. So that a constant value and a negative value for the IS value. Okay, IS will have negative value for that. And from 1 to 2 the slope is constant. That means there will be 0. At the 2 to 3 there is a negative slope. So what we can say, that will be positive. So option C will be the correct answer. So always remember this relation, that is representing the currents between the different coils of the transformer. So if IP is given to you and IS is asked, then you can use this relation. If IS is given to you, then you can also find the value of IP. Okay. Okay, well, so let us move to the next question. Okay, a charge minus E is placed in vacuum at the point d comma 0 comma 0, d is greater than 0. Okay, the reason x less than equals to 0 is filled uniformly with a metal is filled uniformly with a metal. Very good afternoon. The electric field at point d by 2 comma 0 0. Okay, options you are having minus 10 E upon 9 pi epsilon naught d square 100. Option B is 10 E upon 9 pi epsilon naught d square 100. Okay, solve this one. A charge minus E is placed in vacuum at the point d00, d greater than 0. The region x less than equals to 0 is filled uniformly with a metal. So the electric field at t by 2 0 0 is. Kaku, you have asked that if there is some metal or conducting plane is given to you, then what will happen? So that is filled with a metal for a very infinitely long reason. So what you have to do here? Very good afternoon. How do you solve this? Can you solve this? Okay, then solve. It is very short solution. This is a question from part C, but you can easily solve if you know the concept. Minus E charge in vacuum, and conducting plane is there in the region x less than equals to 0. Uniform distribution of metal is there. So electric field at d by 2. B, very good current. Great. Great, guys. Okay, so see here, how can you solve this question? So what are the things given to you? The reason x less than 0 is filled with some metal. Okay, and now we can draw the situation like where the charged particle is placed at a distance d minus I minus E, and guys, there is also metal conducting plane is given to you. So what will happen in the case of conductor? There is always one image charge produced at the same distance d, that will be plus E. So you can consider the situation like this here: plus E at a distance d, and here at a distance d it is minus E. Okay, so you want to find the electric field at this point, at a distance d by 2. So what you can write here, so due to this plus E, the electric field will be in the positive direction, and due to minus E, the electric field will also be in this direction. So E vector is going to be E1 vector plus E2 vector. Even consider you can because of this or because of any of the other particles. So this whole distance was d, this is d by 2. So this point is at a distance of d plus d by 2 from this charge, and at a distance d by 2 from this charge. So the electric field is going to be Ke upon distance square d by 2 square. Okay, I think that will be not visible. And this is going to be plus Ke upon d plus 2 by 2, 3d by 2 ka square. So it is going to be Ke or 4Ke upon d square, and you can write here 1 plus 1 by 9. So 10 by 9, and 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, 4 will get cancelled out. Pi epsilon naught d square E, and in x cap direction, the direction is x cap, so you can also write it as 1 0 0, because that will also do only in the direction that is the x cap direction in one dimension. So that will be your answer. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Okay, CSIR नेट 2019 नवंबर का आंसर की कैसे चेक कर सकते हैं? आंसर की तो अभी नहीं आई है प्रज्ञा. एंड गाइस, जो भी न्यू स्टूडेंट्स हैं, आप लोग प्लीज़ ज़रूर से टेलीग्राम चैनल ज़रूर से ज्वाइन कर लीजिए फिजिक्स क्वीन. ओके, आंसर की हैज़ नॉट बिन रिलीज्ड. आंसर की जब रिलीज़ होगी आपकी तो आपको रेस्पॉन्स शीट भी मिलेगी, वहाँ से आप उसे चेक कर पाएंगे. ठीक है. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन वी आर हैविंग. One second. A beam of light of frequency omega is reflected from a dielectric metal interface at normal incidence. The refractive index of the dielectric medium is n. Okay, and metal n for dielectric, and for metal it is n2 equals to n1 plus iota rho. Okay, or if the beam is polarized parallel to the interface, these all questions were from June 2014 examination. Okay, if beam is polarized parallel to the interface, then the phase change experienced by the light phase changed experienced by light upon reflection is. Okay, here options you are having. Option A is tan 2 by rho. Option B is tan inverse 1 by rho. Option C is tan inverse 2 by rho. And option D is tan inverse 2 rho. Okay, so the question given to you, a beam of light of frequency omega is reflected from a dielectric metal interface at normal incidence. So the refractive index for dielectric is n, and that of metal is n plus n into 1 plus iota rho. Or if the beam is polarized parallel to the interface, the phase change experienced by the light upon reflection is. That is again a very nice question. Thank you, Ipsita. You remember that. You are getting B. Karan, check it again. Reflectance का निकालना है आपको. The phase change experienced by light upon reflection. Yes, it will be C. Anyone else getting C? C will be the correct answer, guys. Okay, should I solve this one? Okay. So remember here, whenever you are having a dielectric metal interface is given to you, so in the solution, what you can write, there is some normal, and this is dielectric, this is metal, okay, and we are having n1 as equals to n, and n2 is equals to n1 plus iota rho. So always in the case of reflection, the reflection coefficient is given by n1 minus n2 upon n1 plus n2 into E. We can write here, that is the incident, and this is the reflected intensity, electric field. So it is given by n minus n iota rho upon n plus n iota rho. So that is the reflective electric field you can write in terms of E. Thank you, Subhashri. Thank you so much. Last question, the charge at Z00 is minus E. Because there is one image charge plus E and we are finding the electric field at plus D by 2. So चेक करो कि D पे कोई चार्ज है और आप D by 2 पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड निकाल रहे हैं ड्यू टू दैट माइनस E, सो इट विल बी इन एक्स कैप डायरेक्शन. प्लस E होता तो माइनस एक्स कैप डायरेक्शन में हो जाती. दिस इज माइनस E, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज इन प्लस एक्स कैप डायरेक्शन. Okay, so next what you can write here, that n minus n, this could be written like this. Now after solving it, you will get n will get cancelled out and it will be minus n iota rho upon 2n plus n iota rho. Okay. I guess Monica, we will have one special class on that. Now what you can do, you can just rationalize it, and after rationalization you will get n iota rho 2n minus n iota rho upon in the denominator 4n square plus n square rho square. You can write it like this. If n square is taken as common and it get cancelled out, so we are getting minus rho 2 iota plus rho upon 4 plus rho square. So after solving and doing all the calculations, you will get this relation. Now guys, this is the you can write even again in multiplication as well. So this is the coefficient we are just finding out. So from here, this coefficient we are getting is the terms as an imaginary term. So we are having a complex number here. So your real as well as one imaginary term is given to you. So as we know, whenever we are having a complex number, that means there is some attenuation. In that condition, we can write that tan phi can be written as the imaginary coefficient if we are having x plus iota y. Then tan phi we are writing as y upon x. Similarly, tan phi can be written as 2 upon rho. That is the real quantity and this is the imaginary one. So you can write here that phi is equals to tan inverse 2 upon rho. Okay. So I hope that question is clear to everyone. So by this method you can find the relation. And what is the value of magnitude? That is minus rho upon 4 plus rho square. So it can also be represented as, one second, it can also be represented as ER is equals to minus rho upon root 4 plus rho square and e to the power iota phi. Where phi we are having, that is the incident. Phi we can directly can be given by y upon x. So that will be tan inverse 2 by rho. So this is the representation of electric field. If you know the formula, you can easily solve such kind of questions. Okay, you can ask if there is any doubt. Guys, you can ask me. कोई भी डाउट है किसी को किसी भी पॉइंट पे तो आप लोग पूछ सकते हैं. गेट के लिए देखिए आप लोग क्या कर सकते हैं. इफ यू वांट टू प्रिपेयर फॉर गेट एग्जामिनेशन, यू हैव टू just focus on the basic concepts. क्योंकि गेट के क्वेश्चंस जो होते हैं बहुत इजी आते हैं एग्जाम में। मतलब बहुत ही कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत लेंथी कैलकुलेशंस दे रहे हैं या बहुत डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन आपसे पूछा गया है। इट मे बी पॉसिबल वन और टू क्वेश्चंस कैन बी ऑफ अ डिफिकल्ट लेवल, but all other questions are going to be very easy, and you can easily solve that if you are using your proper mind there, and if you are doing that with a good concentration. So you should focus only on the basic concepts of each and every topic. You should remember the formulas याद होंगे अच्छे से, तो बहुत ही इजीली आप लोग बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर पाएंगे। तो फार्मूलाज पे बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस करना है आपको गेट के एग्जाम के लिए। और जितनी भी कंडीशंस है, कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक्स हैं जिनसे हमेशा फ्रीक्वेंटली क्वेश्चंस पूछे जाते हैं, वो सारी चीज़ें आपको वहाँ पर देखनी होगी। ठीक है। और क्या कर सकते हैं हम गेट के एग्ज़ाम के लिए? डिफरेंट कुछ भी पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। जो भी आपने नेट के लिए पढ़ा है दैट विल बी सिमिलर सिलेबस, हैविंग सिमिलर सिलेबस इन गेट एग्जामिनेशन। अब यहाँ पे एप्टीट्यूड में आप थोड़ा सा देख सकते हैं कि 15 मार्क्स आपको अच्छे से मिल जाएंगे। इंग्लिश विल बी वेरी बेसिक, ऑल द क्वेश्चंस दैट यू हैव, जो भी आपने बहुत अच्छे से कंसेप्चुअली प्रिपेयर किए टॉपिक्स, उनके सारे क्वेश्चंस आप लोग वहाँ पर अच्छे से सॉल्व कर पाएंगे एग्जाम में। ठीक है। तो अलग से कोई भी स्ट्रेटेजी बनाने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, अलग से कोई फार्मूला नोटबुक नहीं है। बस गेट के प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस आप सब लोग एक नोटबुक थिक नोटबुक में सारे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लीजिए, क्योंकि अभी अपकमिंग क्लासेस बहुत सारी होने वाली है हमारे पास। तो जो भी अपकमिंग क्लासेस होंगी उनमें हम गेट के क्वेश्चन जो है वो डिस्कस करेंगे। तो जितनी भी क्लासेस उनको अटेंड करिए, डिफरेंट टॉपिक से एक ही नोटबुक बना लीजिए और एक ही नोटबुक में सारे डिफरेंट टॉपिक से सारे क्वेश्चन जो है वो सॉल्व करते रहिए। इट विल बी लाइक अ रिवीजन सेशन फॉर यू, क्योंकि आप नेट का एग्जाम पहले दे चुके हैं, अभी रिसेंटली आपने नेट का एग्जाम दिया है, तो आपके लिए गेट का एग्जाम जो है एक रिवीजन अपॉर्चुनिटी है। तो आप वहाँ से रिवाइज कर सकते हैं चीज़ों को आराम से, और बहुत बेनिफिशियल रहेगी ये क्लासेस आपके लिए, जो भी अपकमिंग क्लासेस होने वाली है प्लस प्लेटफॉर्म पे। तो इनको ज़रूर से देखिए। प्रॉपर प्रैक्टिस बूस्टर कोर्सेज हैं, सारे प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस कर लीजिए आप लास्ट 10 to 20 ईयर्स के। 10 ईयर्स भी कर लेंगे सो दैट विल बी एफिशिएंट। और मतलब बहुत ही बेसिक लेवल पे आपको पढ़ाई करनी है, ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत हाई कंसेप्ट आपको सीखने हैं। बेसिक आप अच्छे से कर पाएंगे तो गेट के सारे क्वेश्चंस आप लोग इजीली सॉल्व कर पाएंगे। स्टेप्स देख लीजिए कि कोई भी ऐसा क्वेश्चन आ रहा है तो कौन सी स्टेप्स फॉलो करके हम फाइनल रिजल्ट तक पहुंच रहे हैं। तो उन स्टेप्स की प्रैक्टिस करिए बार बार। तो गेट के लिए कुछ भी अलग से नहीं पढ़ना है, बहुत इजीली आप लोग उस एग्ज़ाम को क्रैक कर सकते हैं। बस इतना ध्यान रखिए कि कहाँ पर जो क्वेश्चन थोड़ा सा घुमा कर आ रहा है, क्योंकि गेट में क्वेश्चंस थोड़े से ट्रिकी होते हैं। मतलब एक बार में आपको पढ़ के कुछ चीज़ें हो सकता है समझ ना आए, बट थोड़ा सा आप ढंग से क्वेश्चन को पढ़ लेंगे तो शायद आपको आंसर मिल जाएंगे। तो क्वेश्चन को रीड करने की जो कैपेबिलिटी है वो इंक्रीज करिए, दैट इज द मोस्ट नेसेसरी थिंग इन क्लियरिंग एनी ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन। तो यदि आप गेट का एग्जाम क्लियर करना चाहते हैं तो ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि आईआईटीज पेपर बनाती है, सो दैट विल बी डिफरेंट फॉर नेट एग्जामिनेशन। पेपर लेवल होते हैं, कंसेप्चुअल होते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा। कुछ भी वहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं कि आपने कुछ रट रखी है, वो चीज़ें आपसे पूछ रहे हैं। कुछ इजी क्वेश्चंस भी मिलेंगे आपको, बहुत इजी, मतलब जितना आप इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते उससे भी इजी कुछ क्वेश्चंस मिलेंगे आपको। तो वो सबके सही होंगे, तो वो एक उसको आप स्किप नहीं कर सकते, वो सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको अटैम्प्ट करने होंगे। और प्रैक्टिस करिए कि आप उतने टाइम में 75 क्वेश्चंस बहुत इजीली सॉल्व कर पा रहे हैं। और जो भी इंग्लिश के क्वेश्चंस हैं वहाँ पर आप लोग थोड़ा सा दिमाग लगाएंगे, ऑप्शंस को डिस्कार्ड करते जाएंगे, तो भी आपके जो काफ़ी क्वेश्चंस हैं वहाँ से सही हो जाएंगे। तो गेट में अलग से कुछ भी पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, इंग्लिश और एप्टीट्यूड को अलग से प्रिपेयर करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, वो सेम वैसे ही रहेगा। और इतने इजी क्वेश्चंस होते हैं कि आप एट दैट मोमेंट सॉल्व करेंगे। जस्ट यूज़ योर ब्रेन एंड यूज़ योर आईक्यू इन दैट एग्जामिनेशन हॉल, और इजीली आप लोग वहाँ पे 10 मार्क्स तो आराम से एप्टीट्यूड में ला सकते हैं। उसके बाद रही बात फिजिक्स के पोर्शन की, तो 65 क्वेश्चंस वहाँ पर फिजिक्स से होंगे, जिसमें सारे टॉपिक्स वही होंगे, ऑल 9 यूनिट्स विल बी देयर। तो ये कोशिश करेगा कि क्वेश्चन को एक बार रीड अच्छे से करें, क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है हम उसको गलत इंटरप्रेट कर लेते हैं, और वो भी ऑप्शंस में होता है। और मोस्टली जो सबसे चेंज हुआ है गेट के सिलेबस में, दैट इज़ कि हमारे पास अब मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट ऑप्शंस होंगे। ऐसा नहीं होगा कि हमें सिर्फ एक ही ऑप्शन उसमें से चूज़ करना है, दैट विल बी द करेक्ट। एक सेक्शन होगा अलग से वहाँ पर मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चन का, जहाँ पर एक से ज़्यादा ऑप्शन जो है वो करेक्ट होंगे। मल्टी वैल्यूड क्वेश्चन, मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चन, जहाँ पर आपको आपको स्टेटमेंट्स गिवन होंगे तो एक पर्टिकुलर कोई भी रिप्रेजेंटेशन दे दिया है, वहाँ पे स्टेटमेंट, अब जैसे यहाँ पे एक स्टेटमेंट हो सकता था इसके मैग्नीट्यूड के लिए, एक यहाँ पर फेज डिफरेंस के लिए है। तो मैग्नीट्यूड में आप कैसे लिख रहे हैं, फेज डिफरेंस में आप, तो वो दोनों ही ऑप्शन वहाँ पे करेक्ट होंगे यदि वो सही से दे रखे हैं। तो आउट ऑफ 4 ऑप्शन यू हैव टू चूज 2 ऑप्शन। ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि 4 ऑप्शन गिवन है और चारों के चारों सही हो। तो यहाँ पर क्या रिस्क रहेगा कि यदि आपने 3 को ऑप्शंस तो मान लो फाइंड आउट कर लिए, लेकिन एक ऑप्शन में आपको डाउट है, सो यू शुड हैव अ वेरी ग्रेट वाइड नॉलेज ऑफ सिलेबस, तभी आप ऐसे क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर पाएंगे। क्योंकि एक भी टॉपिक से मान लीजिए 4 टॉपिक वहाँ पर ऐड कर दिए जाते हैं उस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन में, या स्टेटमेंट्स 4 डिफरेंट टॉपिक से गिवन होते हैं, तो आपको सबके बारे में इन्फॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए कि ट्रू है कि फॉल्स है। तो वहाँ पर उसके लिए आपको थोड़ा ज़्यादा एफर्ट लगाने होंगे। तो बस आप अपनी कंसेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग पे ध्यान दीजिए, उससे आप हो सकता है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस एग्जाम में सॉल्व कर पाए। कुछ एक पार्ट होगा, सारे क्वेश्चंस ऐसे नहीं होंगे, बाकी सारे क्वेश्चंस 1 ऑप्शन करेक्ट वाले होंगे, कुछ क्वेश्चन मल्टी ऑप्शंस करेक्ट वाले होंगे, और एक एनएटी टाइप के क्वेश्चंस भी आते हैं, न्यूमेरिकल आंसर टाइप। वहाँ पर आपको ऑप्शंस नहीं गिवन होते, आपको आंसर डिजिट में लिखना होता है। जो भी आपसे पूछेंगे कि डेसिमल के बाद में 2 डिजिट तक आंसर लिखिए, डेसिमल से पहले 2 डिजिट में लिखिए, इंटीजर्स में लिखिए, लाइक दैट यू विल गेट सम ऑप्शंस गिवन टू यू, उसके हिसाब से आपको पेपर जो है वो अटेम्प्ट करना है। सो आई विश दैट विल बी ऑल्सो। नहीं, मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे, यू हैव टू करेक्ट ऑल द करेक्ट ऑप्शंस। यदि मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस में मान लीजिए वहां पर 2 करेक्ट ऑप्शंस थे out of 4 and you have chosen only 1 correct option, then you will not get marks, but that will also, there is one more benefit of this, you will not get negative mark for that. नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस में। गाइस प्लीज ध्यान से सुनना मेरी बातों को, मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चन में नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है, बाकी सब में नेगेटिव मार्किंग होगी। आप ये मत समझ लेना कि गेट में नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है, गेट में नेगेटिव मार्किंग है, पर जो मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस और न्यूमेरिकल आंसर टाइप क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, इनमें नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं होती। जिनमें 1 वैल्यूड ऑप्शंस 1 ऑप्शन करेक्ट होगा, उन सब में नेगेटिव मार्किंग होगी, ठीक है। और यदि आपको स्कोर करना है मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चंस के लिए, तो आपको सारे ऑप्शंस वहां पर चूज करने होंगे। एक भी ऑप्शन आप मिस कर देते हैं या आप एक गलत ऑप्शन को टिक कर देते हैं, सो यू विल नॉट गेट द करेक्ट मार्क्स। जो भी ऑप्शन है लाइक ABCD इज द करेक्ट आंसर, सो यू हैव टू चूज 4 ऑप्शंस देयर, ओके। मान लीजिए ABC करेक्ट आंसर है, तो आपको ABC तीनों चूज करना होगा। मान लीजिए सिर्फ एक ही आंसर A ही सही है, तो आपको वहां पर एक A चूज करना होगा। अब मान लीजिए A ही सही है और आपने B भी चूज कर लिया, तो वो गलत हो जाएगा। सो ऑल द करेक्ट आंसर्स इफ यू आर फाइंडिंग, देन ओनली यू विल गेट योर मार्क्स, ओके। सो अलग से कुछ भी नेट के लिए गेट के लिए पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है, बस मल्टीपल सेलेक्ट क्वेश्चन दैट इज न्यू दिस टाइम, उसके आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं। एनएटी वाले क्वेश्चंस की आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं कि विदाउट ऑप्शंस आप कैसे डील करेंगे क्वेश्चंस से, ठीक है। हाँ, अलग से सेक्शन होगा, they will tell you about that. This is the multiple select questions and these are single valued select questions, okay। पूरा सेक्शन होगा, सब कुछ बताया गया होता है वहाँ पे। अच्छे से क्वेश्चंस को पढ़ना, अच्छे से एग्जामिनेशन जो भी वहाँ पर आपको पॉइंट्स गिवन है उन्हें अच्छे से पढ़ना, और बहुत ही आराम से जितना रिलैक्स होके पेपर करेंगे उतने ज़्यादा चांसेस हैं सिलेक्शन के, और जितना ज़्यादा हाइपर हो जाएंगे उतनी ही दिक्कत रहेगी, ठीक है। ओके, सो थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन for attending this session, and I would suggest if anyone want to subscribe for Unacademy Plus, please join it today or tomorrow, and this is the referral code. These are the upcoming courses from 1st of December: detailed course of condensed matter physics and solid state physics, and detailed course of atomic and molecular physics will be there in the next month, and those both are going to be very short and sweet courses, और बहुत अच्छा स्कोर आप इन दोनों कोर्सेज से कर सकते हैं, okay। And here you can also get very much benefit for the GATE examination and advanced CMT. Apart from this, there will be lot of special classes and YouTube sessions, so join that and join the Telegram channel Physics Queen. I guess Karan, I will have that, okay। Thank you everyone, bye bye, and thank you so much for your wishes. Yes, thank you so much everyone for making my day special. Thank you everyone, bye.